In this example, we're going to look at absolute value inequalities, the case where we have a greater than symbol, and that leads us to an or compound inequality. So you might be wondering why I just mentioned a greater than situation, but in the example before you, we have a less than symbol. Well, we can't address the symbol until we've isolated the absolute value first. So just like when we're solving a absolute value equation, we need to first isolate the absolute value. So we're going to add 10 to both sides, and we get negative 6. Absolute value of 7 minus 8r is less than or equal to negative 42, and we're going to divide by negative 6 on both sides, leaving us absolute value of 7 minus 8r. When we divide by a negative or multiply, we flip the direction of the inequality, so now we have a greater than or equal to, and we have a 7 on the other side. So now you can see that we do have an absolute value inequality. It's a greater than case. You should remember that this is always applying when the absolute value is on the left-hand side of the inequality. So if it's a greater than symbol in between, this is going to be an or situation. I always tell my students to remember greater than. If it's a greater, the or there is going to be kind of like your tell. All right, so the first situation will look exactly as the absolute value inequality, just the absolute value signs are gone. And the second one, we will keep the innards of the absolute value and flip the direction of the inequality and change the sign of the absolute, number on the other side. Okay, so then we go ahead and we start solving each of them. We subtract 7, and we get negative 8r is greater than or equal to 0. Divide both sides by negative 8, and we get r is greater than, we are dividing by a negative, so we do have to flip the direction of the inequality, even though the answer doesn't really change on the other side. We are talking about an or situation here. On the other side, we are going to subtract 7 from both sides. We get negative 8r is less than or equal to negative 14. Divide both sides by negative 8. And we get that r is greater than or equal to, we can reduce negative 14 over negative 8 to 7 over 4. Let's give us a little bit more room here. There we go. And now we need to go ahead and graph this on the number line. So this is an or situation. We're going to put the key numbers on here. So I'm going to put 0 needs to go on, and 7/4. So the r is less than or equal to 0. That would be a closed circle on 0 and to the left. And for r is greater than or equal to 7/4, also a closed circle, this time on 7/4, and to the right. And that's our answer graphically, and both of these are required as part of the answer algebraically.